yo, it's Kat, your girl, Conversations with Kat. Episode 3. We're here at episode 3. I can't believe I made it to episode 3 because I've shared some things with you all, some vulnerable things and feelings that I've never shared with anybody. So, yeah, we made it to episode 3. Okay, so I've told y'all about our relationship, our love story, how we got started. I've told y'all about having our kids, our plans for our life. I've told you about the death, how he passed away. I've shared with you the whole first year of me being without him. Shared all of that with you guys. So now we're at year 2. But the funny thing, and I want to say it's funny, the crazy thing is year 2 and year 3, they blended together. Like, there's this thing that people say that widows have a widow's fog. I've never heard of it until I became a widow. There are so many things that's happened in year 2 and 3 that people would tell me some stuff and I'll be like, are you sure I said that? That happened? I don't know. But when I started therapy, that's what I learned. Widow's fog. That you will forget things. You forget situations, you forget events, all kind of stuff. So there are things in year 2 and 3 that I honestly don't remember. But year 2 and 3 fused together. They ran together. So I can't really say, oh, let me tell you, because I told you about year 1. So I can't say, oh, let me tell you about year 2. Let me tell you about year 3. Because honestly, year 2 and 3 are like this. They're on top of each other. They're together. So going into year 2, I made up my mind that I'm never getting married again. That's what I said in year 2. We're not getting married. Because I done married the love of my life. I married this man. Why would I get married again? Then I thought, would I want to get married again? Then I said, who would I marry? Dating was not even on my mind, not on the radar. Again, my mind, we single for the rest of our life. That's just what it is. Because my kids, Trinity had graduated from high school, and so she was in college. Now, let me tell you about that trip of taking her to college, to San Antonio. She went to UTSA. I kept thinking things Terrence would do, and that's kind of how I planned her going to college. Things Terrence would do, making sure she had food, making sure she was set up for at least for the first 6 months with all kind of supplies. But when I took her to school, TJ rode with me. And she drove her car, we followed, we did everything, set her up, went to the store, got everything. On the way home, I cried. Because mind you, remember, in the house it's been me, TJ, Trinity. Because Alex has already moved out. Me, TJ, and Trinity. Me, TJ, and Trinity. Everything's me, TJ, and Trinity. And Trinity was like a shadow. So most time we was together. So when I left, I cried. It was like a little bitty sad, like a little bitty grief. Like a little grief because somebody's left me. Like Terrence is already gone. So I feel like somebody left me. Like she. So yeah, when I got back home, the next day I had to call the therapist. We need to talk. Because I'm feeling some weird emotions. I need to have a conversation about this. So I was told that it was okay. It is some form of grief. Because it's like your kid is growing up. They left the house. But yeah, I cried. TJ didn't see me. I'm driving from San Antonio back to Houston. He sleep. But I cried. Like I didn't go, I didn't boohoo cry. But the tears rolled. Because one, I'm leaving my baby in a whole nother city. Another city without me. 2, this is my shadow. We rose. If I say, let's go to the store, we're going to the store. And 3, she's grown up. Oh. So yeah, again, year 2 and 3 roll together. So Trinity's in college. TJ's still playing football. He's a junior and senior. So year 2 and 3, he's a junior and senior. And it's just all of the high school things that Terrence planned to be there for him for football. Like, and I do believe he lost the zeal for football when his dad passed because We had some difficult times that the last year, especially that last year. He gave up on football. He was doing it, but I think he was doing it for me. And I kept telling him, you don't have to play football for me. I promise you, I'm going to be okay. You know, football started off as him and his dad's thing. Like, TJ played football since he was Little League. Oh, like he started with flag at like 4. And we ended up going to tackle because he started tackling in flag. I was like, yeah, that ain't working. So he's been playing football all his life. So football started as a thing of him. And then mind you, Terrence didn't even push him to play football. He even tried to get him to play basketball at the Y. That didn't work because the boy was like, I'm not going to run up and down this gym like this. Even though footballers running was a little different. So, yeah. And the experiences Trinity had in college, she had an accident. If I tell you that was the most scariest thing for her to have an accident and I'm not in the city with her, that was scary. That was real scary. But again, there's so many firsts that happen even in year 2 and 3. Just different things in life. So year 2 and 3, and let me be honest, y'all. I've never been the best financial person. I know 1 + 1 = 2. 5 - 3 = 2. I can add and then subtract. Having to become let me go back. Being the breadwinner in the house. That weighed heavy on me. Took a toll on me. I was like, I'm the income. I'm the breadwinner. There's nobody else here. Learning how to manage money, because I didn't have to manage money. When he was there, he was the head, the lead. All I did was go to work, that check hit direct deposit. I knew what bills were coming. Like, I knew what bills we had. I knew what the bills were like. You gotta pay water, gotta pay lights, gotta pay rent, car note, insurance. Like, I knew bills. I knew, okay, this average about this much, average about much. This not gonna be a check when I get my hair done, gotta wait. Like, I knew, but I didn't know. Though I've learned it had to be many times he had to juggle. Pay some of this to pay some of that, just keep stuff on. So having to become the sole provider, having to be the one making all the decisions in life for your kids, parenting, it became so hard. I think that year 2 is when I learned, dang, I gotta manage this money. Like, we got insurance money, but I gotta really manage this money because this money not gonna last forever. And yeah, I'm getting paid, but this money not gonna last forever, so we can't be doing stuff. Oh, it was a lot. It was a lot. So having to learn that accounts. So I'm gonna focus on that right now. When it came to bills, again, I knew. But when it came time for me to pay these bills after he passed, because a lot of stuff was on auto, I ended up cutting his card off after the first couple of months. Almost a year. And I took that loan because I didn't want stuff to get cut off. But I ended up cutting it because stuff started charging, started hitting stuff I didn't know nothing about that he had set up. So I was like, oh no, we got to cut this off because money coming out and it's messing up everything else that I know need to be paid. And then I'm calling these people and it's like, oh, if you're not the person on the account, we can't give you information. Dog, I'm not trying to set up an account. I'm trying to pay the bill and you can't tell me nothing? So it's like there were bills in his name and bills in my name. So a lot of stuff I had to just let it get cut off and start over. Like the lights, I had to start over with the lights. I had to start over with, actually every bill. Only thing I didn't have to start over with was the cell phone. I was on the cell phone, but I was on there as an account. I don't even know what you call it. Account. I won't say account holder, but I was an authorized user on the account. So I was able to keep that Verizon. But when I moved that, I had to get, well, let me say, I still had the same light company, but they started me a new account in my name because I had to give them a copy of the death certificate. So I'm still with that company, but I had to get gas because the other house didn't. Water, I had to get a new water because that was in his name. We tried to do DirecTV. That stuff was high. I was like, I don't want that. And what made me mad is that even when I started a new because I started a new account with them because they wouldn't give me information about his account. But they're going to still try to charge me that and plus. I'm not doing that. Got rid of that. I had to get new internet. It was just so many things I just had to create in my name only because they wouldn't give me information. But I'm not trying to. Okay, if that's y'all policy's fine. I just want to pay y'all. But okay. And just knowing how to pay bills. Like, again, I know how to pay bills. But sometimes that check was a little tight. So I can't give you this full amount. So I'm going to give you half. Because I know you're going to take half to keep this on. And the other half I'm paying on next check. Because I get paid twice a month. You're going to give half on this check, half on that check. And then I had to learn to juggle. Okay, you going to get a portion. You going to get a portion. You going to get a portion. So I'm trying to get my hair done. I'm still going to be cute. I'm still going to get this hair done. I'm still going to be cute. I stopped getting my nails done for a little while. Because I'm like, I can be... This to me, because you're going to see all this first. You may not see all this. You're going to see all this. So, trying to just maneuver in life. And then trying to make sure your kids get their stuff. Y'all, I am not a shopper. I am not a shopper. He was a shopper. He loved shopping. Like, half the clothes, when we were together, I didn't pick out my clothes. He picked it. Like, there were some things I would pick out. 90% of my clothes he picked out. 90%. So with him being gone, I had to pick up my own stuff. I'm like, Lord, okay, I know what I like. But then again, I got to go try it on because I didn't have to do it. He knew what size I wore. Buying clothes for the kids. Dog, I don't know what size they were. That's coming to realize he knew so much about this family. And I didn't know a lot. I didn't know a lot. I thought I knew, but I didn't. So I learned what size shoes the kids wear, what size pants, what kind of suit. Like, year 2 and 3 was a lesson of learning exactly who my kids are, exactly how to manage life, exactly how to be a provider, how to lead this house. I even took time off from church for a little bit. To be in church and not see him, let me say, today, it's still difficult today. It is still difficult. But not to see him on his post, I had to take a little break from the church. And not like I just stopped going, just like I kind of pulled back on a lot of activities because I'm like, there's so much we did together. So I was like, yeah, hold on, pause, break. Also in year 2 and 3, I started thinking maybe I could date. And I tried, y'all. I tried. Went on random dates, random people. Dating is ghetto. It's ghetto. I don't know how single women do it. Like, men are totally, and again, I haven't dated in years. I was married 21 years. I have not dated in years. So I don't know what the dating pool is like. I didn't know men actually want you to ask them out. Men actually want to be the passenger prince. Men want to be pursued and chased. That ain't the era I came up in. Where I come from, dude see you, dude want you, dude pursued you. Boom. Now, they don't pursue. You got... Okay, so I was done on the dating part. I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm going to take care of home, take care of me, take care of the kids. But in year 2 and 3 is when I gained the most weight. I had stopped working out. I was eating like burgers and fries was my favorite. Burgers, fries, and wings. But I was eating late, excessively. So I put on a good 30 pounds. Y'all, I was a chunky monkey. I was thick. But I didn't have anything outside of the kids. And I think that's why he always said we have to be each other's friends. We need to, get out and do stuff. Because when our kids get grown and get their own friends, they're going to do what they want to do. They're going to go where they want to go. And where that's going to lead us. So I didn't have anything outside of my kids to do. Like that was my everything. Outside of them, I was eating. I was, late night, 2, 3 a.m. eating, going to Taco Bell's, going to oh my. I am ashamed of myself, the way I was eating. Double meat burgers. Give me double fried. Go to number one chicken and rice and get wings with double fried. It was ridiculous. So, yeah, year 2 and 3, they blended together. But again, learning how to be the provider, the bill payer, the everything. And not knowing who I was. For years, I thought I was Kathy or Catherine, or like my mom used to call me Catherine, or Sister Reed was calling me Catherine. I didn't. I realized I was known as the chairman's wife. I realized I was known as TJ Trinity Alex mama, Dedrick's auntie, even though cousin. I realized in year 3, I'm nobody. I don't have a person. I don't have an identity. I'm the chairman's wife, the kid's mom. Who's Kathy? I was at a football game with TJ. I'm already running with Trinity, doing whatever. I'm always with him. So outside of them, there was no me. I didn't know who I was. So going to year 3, I was like, I gotta figure this out. Yeah, I had to figure it out. So I ended up joining an organization known as the Order of the Eastern Star. That was the beginning of me discovering me. That was the beginning of me doing something for me. Met some really great people. Really got some knowledge. And for people who say Eastern Star is bad, Eastern Star, y'all are what do you want to say? We do rituals and eat and drink blood and snakes. You just mad because you don't know what it is. You're not in the know. So you create a narrative and you create this. I learned a lot. And I'm still an Eastern Star. I'm not in that same jurisdiction that I started in, but I'm still an Eastern Star. But that was the beginning of me. And again, having friends in a village outside of church, because church is a village by itself. But end up having a village outside of church, totally different. So having that village outside of church, the Eastern Star, ladies I can call my sis, met some really great people. Having another set of men in my life, the Masons, because my brother's a Mason. So having another set of men that look out for you like my brother look out for me, sometimes. Having another set of men that I can reach out to if I need something, it was refreshing. Because I've always been church, family. So having something outside of that, oh my gosh, so refreshing. I enjoy Eastern Star. I enjoyed learning. And it allowed me to learn a little bit more. It allowed me to learn a lot more about the Bible, a lot more about some stories in the Bible. And I learned about connection. But again, I learned about sisterhood and bonding, brotherhood bonding, just trust, being vulnerable. I learned some of that. Now, mind you, I'm still in therapy. I was still in therapy then. I haven't been in therapy in about a year now. I think I need to go see my therapist, but we're gonna come back to that later. Eastern Star, great. So we've talked about 20 is when he passed. So 20 to 21. So 21 and 22, 22 to 23. Together. And I know a lot of things happen. Like I got a new vehicle. Like making decisions on when to get a vehicle, when not to get a vehicle, what kind to get it, where to get it from. Like it was just so many decisions that I've had to make that I've never had to make. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how did this man do this? He was a leader. He was a man. He was built for that. To be a single parent, I never want to be a single parent. Never thought I'd be a single parent, but Lord. Never thought I had to run a whole household by myself, Lord. But I did. So I got through year 2 and 3. Again, they right there. learning that I can have my own identity. So through year 2 and 3, I had so many life lessons. Again, my own identity. I'm not the chairman's wife. I'm Catherine, or Kathy, or Kat. I'm not just TJ, Trinity, Alex's mom. I'm Catherine, Kat. Being the sole provider. Being a money manager, a household manager, a cook. Dog, if I tell y'all I had to learn, baby, was recipeing it up, looking up stuff. A cook. Learning I can be me. I can be Kathy outside of my kids, outside of church. I'm a person. I have interests. I have likes. I started discovering a lot of things I like that I didn't. Amazing. Oh, but when I look back and I think, dang, I made it. Because there were many a days, and this is going to be a vulnerable. So I wasn't going to talk about it, but I will. Because I'm being open, honest, vulnerable. Between year 2 and 3, there was a time I stopped seeing my therapist. And there was a time I thought everybody, my kids, would be better without me. And this has been open. Very few people know that I did attempt suicide. Wow, I said it out loud. And which is why I have this tattoo. So, I have a tattoo, and it was a colon. And everybody knows what a colon means. I mean, there's more after, that sentence has stopped, or that, and then. So, it's a colon, but there's more. And the butterfly is me coming out. I took some pills. And I was home alone. I can't even tell you where the kids were. And again, this is between year 2 and 3. This is like in that middle. And I thought my kids would be so much better without me. They'll get the insurance money. At least that's what I thought. They wouldn't have to see me be broken because I'm single. I'm a widow. And I attempted. And I say attempt because I took a whole bottle, an entire bottle of sleeping pills. Because your girl don't like pain. Let me say that. Don't like pain. So it wasn't going to be no cutting and all of that. So I figured if I take these, I'm going to go to sleep. And I just won't wake up. No pain. And I was home alone. I ran a hot tub of water, put some Epsom salt, and I got in that tub. I drank some wine, and I took those pills. And I sat in that tub for at least an hour, just knowing I'm going to fall asleep and not wake up, or I'm going to fall asleep and slide in this water and drown. I did this. And again, maybe a few people know, very few people know. So this is going to be a shocker to a lot of people. Obviously, it wasn't my time. I'm still here. But God punished me. And I say he punished me because I took a bottle of sleeping pills. So I'm going to say a good 10 pills. I did not sleep for 4 days. 4 days. Sleeping pills are supposed to put you to sleep, right? 1 pill. But 10 should have put me down. I didn't sleep for 4 days. I'm like, this is supposed to put you to sleep. Why am I awake? I got out the bathtub after almost 2 hours. Got into bed. I said, okay, I'm going to go to sleep. It's finna work. Sleep never came. And this was on a Friday. Sleep never came Saturday. Sunday, sleep never came. Monday, sleep never came. We're on Tuesday. I started feeling sleepy. Went to work, came home, was knocked out that night. Woke up the next day. So I knew God punished me by not letting me sleep. And I thought, I was trying to take the easy way out, but is that considered a coward way out? Talk to the therapist. And of course, she give you all these questions. Do I need to admit you and all this? Lady, if you needed to admit me, we would have already done that. I'm past that. Because it showed me. If it ain't your turn, it ain't your turn. God makes the determination. But the fact I couldn't sleep for 4 days is diabolical. It's crazy. I was up for 4 days. And in those 4 days, I never yawned or anything. I kept going. And I was like, God damn. So, I got that tattoo. I've never attempted, and I've never thought about taking my own life, ever in life. This was the first and only time I thought about taking my life, first and only. And I'll never do it again. Because then the therapist also told me, you doing that would have traumatized your children. Because they've already lost their parents, their father suddenly. So to lose their mom too. So you would have caused trauma to your children. I'm like, dang, I didn't see that. So at that point, I was like, I'll never do that. Whenever I go, it's going to be when God says, hey, it's time for me to take you. I know this is going to shock a lot of people. Because people from the outside look and was like, oh, she's strong and she's making it through life. On the outside, I'm strong, but on the inside, I am toe up. Not tore, toe. I am toe up on the inside. But I'm steady getting up every day, fighting and pushing. So yeah, year 2 and 3 taught me a lot. Year 2 and 3 was some more pain. Like I said, they were just together. And there are things that happened in those 2 years that I just don't understand. I started thinking about people who are in our lives, who's been in our lives for years. Like some people don't know, we used to live on the southwest side. And we stayed, the Fielders, I'm saying Marla stayed on that side of town. The Hall stayed on that side of town. I think it was just like a couple of us on that side of town. We were known as the Southwest crew. We would hang out with the Halls a lot. We became a real family with them on the Southwest. To the fact, oh, wow. Oh, we were a family. Alex and Deandra were the best of friends, still are. Became like sisters. I became like the aunt to pick up Deandra from school. You know, we would cook at each other's houses. So I just started reminiscing on all the things and thinking about like Dino helped Terrence get a couple of jobs. Dino was in our wedding. Dino became godfather. Him and his wife, San, became godparents to our kids. Aunt Debbie was the godparent to Alex and Aunt Mary. But there are so many people in our lives, like, and I'm just saying names because they're coming to my mind. You got Dino. Wow, played a real factor with Terrence, and they became really cool. That's how he became a groomsman. And the thing is, Dino's older than us. San is older than us. Like, what am I, 50? So I think they're like 10, 11, 12 years older than us. But we were really cool people. Like, we spent our 1 year anniversary with them on the Southwest. Wow. Okay, y'all. Another reason why I'm doing this in this month is because this will be our anniversary. This is our anniversary month. So our anniversary is June 26th of this month. So the last episode is going to air on the 26th. Year 2 and 3. That's all I got to say. I know when some people look at this and hear this, they're going to be shocked to know that I did that. They're going to be shocked that at one point, and again, transparency. At one point, I was so focused on being sad and crying. I've had the lights turned off because I didn't pay it because I'm in the bed and don't want to get up and not paying attention. Their bills are not paid. I've had the gas cut off. The water's never been off, but the water and gas have been turned off before because I'm so focused on why am I here? Why do I have to do this? But today, I can manage some money. Like, I can manage some money. I can juggle. Now I see how he used to do it. Juggling. I'm going to pay you so much. I'm going to pay you so much. Because if I paid everybody the entire everything, dog, I ain't got no money for food or gas. So when you get 2 checks a month, you know how to, I'm going to pay you so much here, so much here, so much here. Then that next check, I'm going to finish up that balance for the month. I learned. My parents didn't teach us about finances. They didn't teach us about money. These are things I've had to learn through life. And I'm glad my children are better at finances because Terrence taught them. I'm so glad they're better at finances. So next episode is year 4. Because right now we're in year 5 right now. It'll be 6 years this year. So yeah, 2 and 3. Yeah. As much as I want to talk about more about year 2 and 3, I think that's a lot. I think that's going to be heavy for a lot of people about year 2 and 3. But I found out on Kathy. So year 2 and 3 allowed me to be who I am. So let me introduce myself. I am Catherine Rachel Jones. I'm put some Reed on there because my family's Reed. So let me give you my full name that I call myself. It's Catherine Rachel Jones Reed March. My first name, my middle name, my maiden name, my dad's name, my married name. I am she is I. I'm not anybody's chairman's wife. I'm not the kid's mom. I am a parent, but I am me. And I have an identity. And again, Catherine Rachel Jones Reed March. That's who I am. Conversations with Kat. Get ready for year 4.